lsgw.com.
A mostly cloudy and blustery good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. I'd say chilly. Chilly's not the word as of right now. It will be as we go through the remainder of the day, because that temperature continues to drop like a lead balloon. We already reached our high for the day right after midnight, as we mentioned yesterday. Our high temperature for the day yesterday, we reached that at about 11 o'clock last night when at the airport anyway, we peaked out at right around 50 degrees. We were a whole lot warmer after midnight, and then things have begun to drop. We were about 56, 57, 58 degrees, right around in there as we approach the early morning sunrise hours. But things have really tapered off, and currently we are at 41 degrees. So we've dropped about 15, 16, 17 degrees since right after midnight last night. 41 degrees at the airport, 44 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is currently at 42. Downtown Bay City is at 42 as well. We have a southwest wind that currently has been blowing up to about 45 miles per hour just within the last hour. Now, we have had gusts higher than that, but as of right now, we're officially at 45 miles per hour. And as we move through the next hour or so, we're going to begin to see ever so slowly a little drop off of that wind speed. But within the last hour, this is unbelievable. Port Hope over Michigan's upper thumb on the Lake Huron side, 66 mile per hour wind gusts officially, and Bad Axe right around 50 miles per hour. So they were probably they've registered anyway within the last hour, the highest amount of wind gusts that we have seen. We have seen higher wind gusts, and some of these wind gusts have been approaching 60 miles per hour, and they have not just been in the immediate Great Lakes Bay area, but also in areas to the west, a little bit to the north, and not so much the case in Southwest Michigan. Southwest Michigan has not been nearly as gusty as what we've seen here, and not as wet as what we have seen here. If you were to draw a line, let's draw it from Bay City to Grand Rapids. Everything along and north of that line, the amount of precipitation has doubled, if not tripled, what we've received to the south and east of that line. For the most part, the precipitation pattern was in the form of rain, but now we're beginning to see some heavy snow moving in, especially in the northern third of the lower peninsula. Within the last hour, we've seen some very heavy snow reported in, around Houghton Lake, just to the immediate north of Houghton Lake, and you guessed it, Gaylord. They've picked up some snow squalls and some blizzard-like conditions in that part of the state just within the last hour. We're seeing some snow moving into southwestern lower Michigan, and as we go through the day, we are going to continue to see more of that activity. Also, Michigan's upper thumb, the Bad Axe area has reported snow flurries within the last hour. Going through the remainder of the day, temperatures will continue to drop, spotty showers around, really thinning out as far as the rain goes. It's going to be more of a snow flurry, snow shower activity as we move into the later afternoon. And again, the best chance, more of it in northern Michigan than in southern Michigan. Temperatures will drop down to about 29 degrees. That's going to be our low tonight with a few flurries around. Sun will set this evening at 8:02. Rise tomorrow morning at 7:18. If anybody was interested in trying to see the northern lights, I'm sorry, you're just not going to have that opportunity. We're going to have a whole lot of clouds around, not only for the remainder of the day today and tonight, but as we move into the day tomorrow. It's going to be later in the day tomorrow before we really have a chance of seeing any sun. And it's definitely going to be cooler. We're looking for a low tonight of 29, as we said, then a high tomorrow of 41. We're about 8 degrees below average. on Friday. Our low on Friday night will be 26, which is about 10 degrees. Well, I wouldn't say 10, maybe more along the lines of 5 degrees below average for a low tomorrow night. Then moving into the weekend, 46 for a high, 34 for a low. A much better chance of seeing some sun on Saturday and a lot lower wind speeds. On Saturday, we're going to be looking at a southwest breeze about 5, 6, 7 miles per hour. So it's really going to feel a lot better than what is actually going to be registering on the thermometer. Saturday night will drop down to about 35, 36 degrees, but the clouds will be moving in, and there will be a chance of seeing some rain and snow mix on Saturday night, but no organized systems really to work as. This is just upper level activity, still trying to get rid of, purge that moisture in the air. During the day on Sunday, more in the way of clouds, 48 for a high. Sunday's going to be a lot closer to average as far as afternoon high temperature and nighttime low. But again, more in the way of clouds, a little clearing on Sunday night. Then Monday, we're going to see a resumption of the cloud cover and a resumption of some precipitation on Monday. Middle 40s for Monday, low 50s for Tuesday and for Wednesday. Unfortunately, during that period, our precipitation is going to be rather likely on Monday. Then we're going to have a chance of seeing some later in the day on Tuesday, much better chance on Tuesday night, and then during the day on Wednesday. So obviously the above average precipitation trend is going to continue. It'll continue all the way through the 13th of the month of April. We're looking at the temperature gauge to be pretty close to average, maybe just a tad below. Record high in this state is 77. That was set back in 1943. The record low 2. Set in 1923, and a year ago, 50 was our high, 28 was our low. March is a huge transitional month when it comes to temperatures. Obviously, we have the spring equinox that takes place right around the 20th this year, the 20th of the month. Beginning of April or of March, when we were at Krizak's for Fat Tuesday, our average high was 36 and our average low was 21. Again, what's average right now at the end of the month is 49 in the afternoon and 36 at night. And that temperature trend is going to continue upward. Not quite as huge of a difference in the month of April as we saw in March, but obviously we're looking forward to seeing some warmer average temperatures. And with the sun moving up a little bit further to the north, we are going to get a little bit better as far as our temperatures are concerned. Incidentally, the record amount of snowfall on this date, the March the 31st, here in the Great Lakes Bay region, is 4 inches. That was set back in 1966. And for those of you keeping track, yeah, you got a whole lot of rain, especially over by Midland, and then heading a little bit further to the north and the west. MBS International recorded a record-breaking precipitation day yesterday, almost 1 1/10 inches of rain. The last record was set back in 2017 when we had 97 hundredths of an inch. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. We have Melinda Sweeney standing by. We'll be talking to her in just a little bit as far as what the markets are doing. All of this in anticipation of that big report, which is coming out here at noon. All of that and more. But first of all, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. We've been telling you all about the new parts for the old tractors, and really they do provide a huge service because we do have a lot of older tractors around, and you folks rely on those older tractors to do the job for you. And for some of you, you like to decorate that tractor. You've got an older one and you want to make it so it works good and that it looks good so you can show it off during the summer months at different shows and events. Steiner Tractor can take care of it for you. They do have the new parts for old tractors, and it's easy for you to contact them. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Good morning, Melinda. What's going on with our folks in Chicago right now?
Oh, good morning. A few things. We have some mixed numbers this morning ahead of the USD report that comes out in 15 minutes here.
So what are we looking at as far as our quotes right now? You say kind of mixed trading. Is there some hesitancy as far as what that report is going to deliver?
I think there's a lot of weight on it today. Today, we're going to be looking at the fundamentals for a few hours more than what we've looked at in the last 6 weeks, at least. This is not a normal year. We haven't been trading a normal year this year. So typically this carries weight. If we get outside of what we think planting acres could look like, it potentially could shock the system with all the focus on U.S. planting numbers. Gasoline was added with the Russian-Ukrainian war. And then with South America being dry, there's quite a bit of weight carrying on the stocks numbers too. I don't think those will be as big of a shock today, or not a lot of surprise, but it'd be interesting to see what they do with South America and Russia and our carry out after that.
So right now, what do you have on the board?
Yeah, nearby corn, we're at 666. New crop corn is at 608. Nearby beans are 1630. New crop beans 1415. Nearby wheat 933. New crop wheat 902.
So we're kind of trending up, down, mixed as far as these commodities go.
Today so far we're up like a penny on corn, 9 on beans, and 8 on wheat. But we've been down on corn and wheat this morning already. Tuesday, we had a hard down day. We recovered some yesterday, a little bit today, but not quite to the values of where we were. So it's really a mixed bag until we look at the fundamentals for the first time in a few weeks here to see what the market does and where the market should be.
I don't remember the last time we were up or down a penny on anything. It's been more, put another number behind that or whatever. It's, big report, I think. I don't know about the fireworks, but this is going to be huge. As you said, this year is anything but usual.
Right. You have to remember that when you're out marketing your crop and talking to your grain buyer. It's not a normal year. So definitely keep that in mind.
Melinda, thank you very much. Have a good day, okay?
Thanks, you too.
You bet. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. The ag futures and some of the other related futures as well. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out how they can be your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. And also by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, makers of Exceller meals since 1991. That's a high bypass soybean meal that's designed to maximize your dairy herd's production. So contact your nutritionist or local feed dealer today and tell them about Exceller meal. Doug Klein, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, did you get your 10 cents off on the gallon?
I'm waiting.
I did. I broke down.
You caved.
Yep, caved in.
Yeah, well,
Couldn't wait another 6 months.
that explains why crude oil's down $4 today.
Really?
You did it.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
And I didn't even wash my car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, crude oil down 442 today. Biden said two things. Number one, he wants to release some major draw from the strategic reserves. I know that's been done before, but who knows? It might help. And the other thing was that he is going to tell the oil companies use it or lose it. So if they've got wells that are capped, non-producing, he's like, either you use them, uncap them, and by the way, it costs about $2 million to uncap a well, no matter how long it's been capped. If it's been capped a week, the paraffin builds up in it, and you got major work to get it wide open again. So a couple $1 million per well to get her going again. He's kind of told them you got to do it. And
Well, if he's got some COVID money out there that they could use.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just turn on the printing presses. We'll get her going.
There you go.
So I saw that Nord Stream 2 cost $12 billion so far. And that's the one that they just said, all done. So I don't know who's eating that, but I'm sure it's the governments around these billionaires who sold the project to them. So that's kind of a sweet deal for, well, the billionaires. And I saw that Abramoff ate a little bit of poison last week, but he recovered. So I guess it was old poison. It wasn't good enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Came from some country that their chemistry department has got to go back to school.
Well, yeah, they said it was from World War I era.
Oh, yeah.
So like Putin's tanks are from World War II when they're all smoke.
Oh, my
God. Oh, my God.
Okay.
At least it's entertaining.
Yeah, I guess. So what do we got?
Here's your numbers. The May corn is 736.5, down a penny and a half. December corn is 658 and a quarter, up 2 and a quarter. And September 23 corn is 624 and a half, up 1 and a half. The May soybeans 1671 and a half, up 7 and a half. The November soybeans 1469 and a quarter, down a penny. And November 23 soybeans 1337 and a quarter, also down a penny. May wheat is 1031, up 3 3/4. December wheat is 992 and a quarter, up 1 1/4. And then July of 23 wheat is 888 and a quarter, down a penny. Crude oil is 103.63, down $4.19. Heating oil 340.64, that's down 5 cents. Gasoline is 320, down 12 and a half cents. Natural gas is 575 and a half, that's up 15 cents. Canadian dollar, US dollar gets you $1.2484 at the border, that's up 4 ticks. The yen 121.45, down 35 ticks. The euro 110.97, down 59 ticks. And the dollar's at 98.10, that's up 31 ticks. Gold is at 1943.90, that's up $10.40. Silver's at 24.87, that's down 22 and a half cents. Platinum's at 9.86, that's down $10.80.
You have a good day, Doug.
Thank you. You too.
Talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Jerry Samolsky joins us in a moment.
Looking for a career where every day is different? Got a knack for working on farm equipment? We're looking to grow our team. Hudson Inc., your local John Deere dealer, is responsible for keeping farmers of America running. Honest, dependable, and self-reliant mechanical technicians is who we are looking for. Hudson provides continuing education, tool allowances, and benefits. If you're interested in becoming a part of the Hudson team, go online and search Hudson Inc. Careers for more information.
Farm Services being brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, you can reach their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese at 989-868-4722. When you work with the SAR agency, it's all about risk management. Take advantage of the good things and protect yourself against the bad. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Give them a call today. Good morning, Jerry Samolsky. What should we be doing right now? My guess is if you did a little pruning and a little cutting on some of those big trees, you wouldn't have to worry about all the limbs coming down because we got wind to contend with again, don't we?
That's right. That's right, Terry. If you remove all that debris before it has a chance to fall, it doesn't fall and make a mess. But, Terry, right now I'm concerned about some of the trees that are, the soil's so wet and we've got wind like that, the evergreens in particular, they tend to blow over, and that gets to be a little bit of an issue. A lot of people want to pull them back and stake them. You can do that, but sometimes it doesn't work so well, particularly on bigger trees. And if you do that, you're going to end up leaving them staked for 10, 15 years. And that takes a whole nother of expertise rather than wrapping something around them and pulling them up straight. So if you got trees that are knocked over, it might be a loss, or, again, it takes a lot more than just getting some wire, pulling it up and holding it. Trees like to move a little bit, and that spurs root growth to where they need it. So if things are pulled tight and never allowed to move, they don't develop those roots. So again, when big trees fall over, sometimes pulling them up just doesn't make it long term.
You bring up a really good point, and that is you're looking at root development to try to stabilize that tree. And if you tie it up tight, you don't promote the root growth out there to stabilize that tree, do you?
That's right. Trees tend to want to move a little bit, and that stimulates root growth in the areas where it knows. Trees are pretty smart. They figure that stuff out. But when you bail them up and pull them so tight, they don't know any different. They don't develop the roots back where they need them.
Good advice. Jerry, thank you. We'll talk to you again,
Yes,
all righty?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Over to Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Before we get to our topic at hand, I think Jerry brought up an interesting point, and that is tree limbs coming down. If you get one that drops on your pickup or on your car, you better be calling your agent, don't you think?
Yes, Terry, absolutely. Even if it falls on the house or a pole barn, also, you want to give us a call and let us know it. Sometimes you might think that's kind of a no-brainer thing to say, but some folks don't always think of the insurance agent right away in those situations.
Now, let's talk a little bit about our guys that are going to be getting the trucks ready for spring. Some of these guys like to truck for hire. Any suggestions?
Yes, Terry, I've actually had a number of conversations with folks this spring due to all the supply chain issues and everything. We've got lots of folks with irons sitting around thinking about putting it on the road to make some extra money. Great idea. Just make sure you contact your agent first. If the trucks, obviously you have the trucks insured, but when you start hauling for hire or hauling for others, even if it's farm-related products, your policy will likely either need some adjustments, or you could even possibly need a completely different policy to cover you properly for what you're doing.
Do you have to include who you're hired, who you're driving for?
Not necessarily who you're driving for, although a lot of those companies will have insurance requirements when you sign on to haul for them. It's a good idea if you can get a copy of those requirements and send them to your insurance agent so they can review them. And then also, if you're hiring drivers, make sure they've got the proper license and you've got a copy of the license in your file.
Good tips. Craig, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Well, I don't know if we can get an insurance policy on Steve Anderson at Baird & Company, but oh, well, you like living on the edge anyway, don't you, Steve?
Gosh, you put me right out there. Put me on the edge. Oh, boy. Thanks, Terry.
What's going on right now?
Well, right this particular second, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 140 points, putting it at 35,088. Volume's 305 million shares. The NASDAQ is down by 38, putting it at 14,404. Volume 377 million shares. Locally, though, we're mixed. Caterpillar 224.01, up 93. Deere 416.27, up 72. CMS 70.37, up 38. Dow 64.43, up 17. DuPont 75.10, down $1.44. Corteva 58.51, up 14. GM 44.46, down 76. Trinzio 48.10, down 56. Walmart 150 even, up 13. Home Depot 303.30, down 5.15. Huntington Banks is 14.85, down 4. And AT&T is down 30 cents at 23.84.
You're salvageable. You're all right.
Thank you.
You bet, Steve. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Steve Anderson over at Baird. We'll be right back. Experience the most reliable RTK signal from PC Ag Solutions, compatible with most GPS receivers. Trade in your old radio or modem and get an affordable subscription through us. We have over 25 base station locations across the Lower Peninsula, and we're always looking to add more to our network. Discover more power, more accuracy, and more coverage with our 450 megahertz signal. Call us to learn more today. PC Ag Solutions, 989-868-4444. Couple of news items real quick. Michigan blueberry producers have approved continuation of their referendum. And also out at St. Michael's, actually at the Richville Legion Hall, there's going to be a big rummage sale going on tomorrow and Saturday. So check them out. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City,